Good morning, coffee and football. Playing DTF 1970 NFL. Again, this is my reference for all of my history when I play tabletop football games, replay games. So I'm going to go. This is game two of the 1970 NFL season, week one, game two. Chicago with the Giants. I'm going to read you Chicago. Gail Sayers. This is unbelievable. This is what I love about Nefco and Korch. These write-ups, these capsules. Gail Sayers, the once incomparable runner, hurt his knee and went out of action early in the season for surgery. Brian Piccolo fell fatally ill with cancer. Quarterback Bobby Douglas threw four touchdown passes in his first starting assignment and then broke his wrist and missed the remainder of the year. If this was not a cursed Chicago Bears offense, I do not know what is. Unbelievable. The preseason trades for Elijah Pitts, formerly of Green Bay, Leroy Caffey, and George Benheim didn't work out, but the Bears did win 6 games and did uncover an exciting player in Cecil Turner, who set a record returning 4 kickoffs for touchdowns. 6-8. When you read that, Sayers, Hall of Famer, lost. Piccolo, their big fullback, dying with cancer. When Bobby Douglas breaks his wrist, it's like, holy cow. 6-8 was one hell of a job by Coach. Oh God, I can't remember his name. Coach. Let's see, Coach Jim Dooley. Unbelievable. On the flip side, they're playing the New York Giants. Quarterback Fran Tarkenton ran an attack with imagination. Ron Johnson developed into a superb runner and receiver after coming over from Cleveland. Tucker Fredrickson shook the knee injury hex this year. Clifton McNeil grabbed Tarkenton's passes, and the offensive line matured into a sturdy unit. The defense was less impressive, but Fred Dreyer and Jim Files and Spider Lockhart held the platoon together. So here we go. That's the game I'm playing. Again, I use this for all reference. I know Pro Football Reference is brilliant. I use it when I design games or I make teams. But very often, this is always my go-to. I like this feel. My first game, which I did record and may already be on the channel, I don't know if I've uploaded it yet, St. Louis and Los Angeles. St. Louis defeated LA 20-3. Again, I'm playing a mixture of drive time footballs, 12, DTF 12, which is the original game, not the new D14 with 2 red zones. I prefer the simpler original game. It's just the way I am. I like the first thing generally the most. And I'll be playing all the Monday Night Football games with season ticket football in the 1970 set. And I'll be playing some big games of the weeks with season ticket football. So look forward to that. I'll be debuting season ticket football for me, for the channel and for myself for the very first time soon when it arrives. I did order the print hard copy, so I have the print of both the teams and of the game coming in the mail. So I can only play that once I receive it. So that's that. All right, here you go. Chicago won the coin toss. They're taking the ball, and I'm limiting all of my games to 5 possession quarters, 20 possession games. So DTF will be played with 5, and so will season ticket football. That's going to keep everything in that. And not only that, it's also just a little faster. And I rarely play tabletop football games, sim or other, with ticks. I don't want to track time. I don't track time. I don't tick ticks. I like possessions. So that's what I'll be doing. The first game, 20-3, 20 possessions. So here we go. Chicago Bears. This is my offense-defense call. This is my red zone. Offense-defense, red zone. So, all right, the Bears are going to be looking at New York's defense, which was not great, as we just read. 8. They're going to force a punt, though. Chicago can't get anything done with that punt. New York's offense with Fran Tarkenton drives down the field, red zone, and 7. They're going to kick a field goal. So New York hits the field goal. Outstanding. All right, Chicago wants to stay with this. They're going to have a lot of work, though, to do. It's going to be Chicago 6. Red zone for them. So Chicago drives down against this New York defense. And 5. They're going to hit a field goal. So it's tied up 3-3. All right, New York getting the ball. Their final possession of the first quarter. New York's going to keep it. Red zone. Another good drive for New York. And 5. They're going to miss a field goal this time. Ooh, that's not good. Chicago takes over on the final drive of the first quarter. It's on the defense in New York. 6 is red zone, so they relinquish a red zone drive. And Chicago 5 is going to hit another field goal. Folks, it's 6-3. Chicago on the road in New York. New York was 9-5 that year. All right, New York with the ball to start the second quarter. It's going to be the defense, 9, punt. Chicago, the monsters of the Midway, baby. The New York Giants, Chicago's offense, looking at the Giants' D, 7 is red zone. Chicago drives down with Concannon at quarterback. Is 9. 9 is field goal, so they're settling for field goals. That gives Tarkington a door open to win this ball game with a comeback. No, it's going to be on this awesome defense. Oh, they still give up a red zone drive. And New York, 4, is going to miss another field goal. So they're just getting down there into the red zone. They're probably getting right on the edge, and their kicker not getting the job done. Chicago. Wow. Chicago is going to punt. Woo, punt. And New York, final drive of the first half. They're down 9. Yeah, they're down 9-3. And New York's going to have the ball. 5 is a punt. They're going to settle for a punt at midfield and wrap it up. Chicago up 9-3. So far, we have only seen 1 touchdown in my 1970 DTF games. St. Louis got 2 touchdowns. St. Louis, Lane had a touchdown in the third, start the third, and Hart threw a touchdown pass in the fourth to finish off the Rams. We have not seen a touchdown in this game yet either. New York gets the ball to start the half as Chicago, as they kicked off to the Bears. And New York, it's going to be 6, going to be on the defense of the Bears, which is a red zone. Holy cow. Squeezed between a fumble and a punt. And 6 is a touchdown run for New York, TD run, extra point for them. Can be missed on an 11-12, PAT. And New York, just like that, is ahead by 1, 10-9. Chicago's offense has to keep up. 2, it's going to be red zone, so defense, red zone. So the heavy up top in red zone for this defense. And Chicago, what can they do? 10, field goal. That's going to give them the lead right back, 12-10. Chicago's willing to exchange as long as New York does not score again. And New York, 5, is going to be a punt. Their offense sputters. Chicago, 6 is 7 red zone. Chicago drives down again. They need to keep scoring. 8, touchdown pass, TD pass for Concannon, which would have been Bobby Douglas. Remember, he threw 4 touchdowns in real life, then broke his wrist. But unfortunately, I'll go with Concannon. 11, he's going to miss the 2-12, they make it, so I didn't have to kick it. And that's huge. That gives them they were up by 2, that gives them a 9-point lead. New York's final possession of the third. It's going to be on the defense. 8, punt. And the Chicago Monsters of the Midway in control. Chicago scores 10. New York scores 7. Yep. So it's 10-19. Chicago. Now New York gets only 2 possessions, so they really have to score on both. Chicago going into the fourth is 8, punt. So New York has to score right here. 6 and 5 is intercepted. Picked off, intercepted. Fran Tarkington rolls to the right, scrambles back around to the left, tries to heave one into the back into the middle of the field, and it's picked off, probably by the man, right? Here we go. Chicago, 3 is a punt. New York's final drive of the game. They can't win it with this, but they can make it look interesting. It's going to be 6. 6 is red zone. Can New York score? 8. 8 is a TD pass for Fran Tarkington, so he manages it. They miss on 11-12. PAT for Tarkington. And Chicago now, we have a kick return chance. I'm going to check it. No, very close, though. Holy cow. And it's going to be on the defense. 7 is red zone. Can Chicago run it up? 7 is TD pass for Concannon. And they do not miss the PAT. And holy cow, folks. 7-7. So that's 19, 26 to 17. Chicago 1-0. New York falls to 0-1. And that will wrap up game number 2 of week 1 of 1970. All right, here we go. The St. Louis Cardinals, who were darn good, 8-5-1, at the Los Angeles Rams, who are 9-4-1. So this should be a good game. LA takes the opening kickoff. They can return it for a touchdown. We do get one chance a game to do that. We're going to see if we can break their backs on the opening kickoff. If I roll snake eyes, it's a touchdown. No, so they don't return that opening kickoff for a touchdown. But the Rams' first drive is going to be on the defense first. 11 says punt. So it's pretty simple here. as the Rams are forced to punt. Doing the punting for the Rams is Studstill. It's a shame Studstill couldn't make a catch to keep the drive alive on that, huh? All right, the Cardinals' first drive of the first quarter. It's going to be on their offense. 12 punt. So both teams' punters getting action today. Their punter is La Tourette, who also was their punt and kick returner. I had a punt return chance too. I'll say that the Rams will never punt again. Watch. The Rams can be their offense. Oops. And the offense says 8. 8 is punt. Well, there it is. And I will go ahead and return this because we may not get another punt return. If I can roll a 3, 2 or 3, they're going to score a touchdown. No. So the punt return has been used. And Lil Tourette tried but couldn't get it. And now their offense is going to be on the defense of the Rams. 4 downs. TOD. Wow, they went for it on 4th, which tells me they drove down into no man's land, waved the punter off on 4th and inches, went for it, could not get it. The LA Rams with a great play by one of those defenders. Los Angeles, the final drive of the first quarter is going to be LA's offense, 5. Finally, somebody's threatening in the first. The red zone, LA drives down, beating with passes. Ramon Gabriel runs and passes, beating Worley, Farr, Wilson, and Fisher to get into the red zone. But can they score? 10. Oh, they're going to have to settle for a field goal from Ray. So Ray's going to hit a field goal in the red zone, folks. And Los Angeles, in front of hometown fans, in a defensive dogfight, is up 3-0. That ends the first quarter. St. Louis gets the ball to start the second. It's going to be their offense. 7 is red zone, so they drive down. They're setting up. Jim Hart and Lane and Roland. Let's see what happens here. 6, it's going to be a field goal. They settle for a field goal from back in. And the game is tied. I don't know what the real score was. I haven't looked up any real scores. But I have looked up the teams, the coaches, and the records, which are also on these great cards, and the key players. But I have not looked up scores per game because I don't really want to know how close the games are. I just want to enjoy the competition. So St. Louis, early in the second, answers. It's 3-3. Los Angeles at home with the ball. And they're going to go with their offense. 8 is punt. Oh, L.A. forced to punt. Roman Gabriel cannot get this offense churning. St. Louis Cardinals, midway through the second, is going to get a red zone drive. And Jim Hart works him down there. Can he throw a touchdown? 6 is field goal. So again, back and they settle for a field goal. And it's 6-3. Visitors, Los Angeles, his final drive before halftime. It's going to be 8, punt. Oh, L.A. cannot get the horses in the corral. And here we go. St. Louis will finish on the final minutes of the first. 11 is a punt. And that's it, folks. First half is over. And it is 6-3. What a game. Holy cow. St. Louis and the Rams in the first game of the year. And back in the day, back in the 60s and 70s, they had long training camps. They would play sometimes 5 and 6 preseason games. They generally weren't telecast. And so that was how these pros got in shape. They had very long training camps with long preseasons. And that's how these guys got fit, got into shape. They weren't year-round pros. They weren't year-round athletes like they are today. I mean, these athletes are paid enough money that they can stay in shape year-round, take care of themselves year-round. But back in the day, these guys might be selling cars. They might be doing other things in the off season. I think they were paid enough probably that they didn't have to. But they might invest in hamburger joints or liquor stores or insurance agencies, whatever. But the point is, they weren't always at their peak coming into the first game of the year. And I would say St. Louis and the Rams are just figuring out what's going on here. Here we go. St. Louis, they get the kickoff to start the second half, and they're up by 3 on the road in L.A. It's going to be 7. It's another red zone trip. So St. Louis is more effective right now than the Rams, but they haven't been scoring touchdowns. 9 is a TD run. There it is. Lane had 11 touchdowns rushing on the year, 3 for Roland. We're going to give Lane this touchdown, and yes, I am giving Lane the touchdown for accuracy. And let's see here. Their extra point is... Wow, good. All right, Los Angeles now in big trouble, 13-3. Roman Gabriel, and this offense has to get going here. It's going to be the defense, 8. red zone. So they're going to get into the red zone thanks to a St. Louis defense. And 9, they're going to get a missed field goal. Oh, Lordy. Ray, missed field goal. That hurt. St. Louis takes over probably around the 38 or 40. And here we go. It's going to be the Ram defense. 4 is downs. So again, they drive into no man's land. Coach Winter waves off the punt unit, says, no, 4th and inches. We're up 13-3 in their house. Go for it. Doesn't work out. The Rams' stout defense makes the play. Rams, with the final drive of the third, they really need to start scoring points right here. It's going to be the defense. 5, punt. No, Rams are just not ready for the opening day. They are the first game of the week of the season, and here we go. St. Louis for the final drive of the third quarter. 11 is a punt on the defense of the Rams. So the defense of the Rams hold, and this time they force the punt. And we're going to see a touchdown for St. Louis, folks, in the third. It is 13-3. The Rams will get 3 possessions. The great thing about getting the ball to open the game, you're going to get 3 possessions in the final quarter. The Cardinals get just 2. So the Rams can come back and win this game. But first, they got to score some points. It's going to be on the defense. 11, punt. One of those possessions are gone already, folks. St. Louis now just has to coast and not give up any points. 5 and 6. It's going to be red zone. Wow, the Rams defense gives up one of those lone red zones there, and St. Louis could punish them for that. 5. It's going to be a touchdown pass. There it is, folks. Hart, pass TD. And again, their guys, Gilliam caught 5. Lon, I'm going to say out of the backfield to Lane, the fullback. And their extra point misses on 12. PAT. And that's it, folks. That's going to pretty much put the game away. Can the Rams at least give the fans something to be excited about for next week's game? The Rams are going to be 4. 4 is fumble. They lose a fumble. That's going to be, oh God, I don't know. Let's say it's Roman Gabriel. That's the most obvious. Gabriel with a fumble lost. Wow, that's it. The fans now definitely not happy. George Allen not happy. 3 and 8 is a punt for St. Louis. That wraps up all of their possessions. This is it. Can the Rams at least finish strong? And again, give the coaching staff some positive film to talk about. Give the fans something to look forward to. 4 and 6 is intercepted. No, it gets worse. Gabriel throws a pick. Intercepted by, and this has got to be Mel Farr. No, Worley. Worley's a stud. Intercepted by Worley, and that's it, folks. Game over. Hart throws a touchdown. The Rams literally turn it over twice in the fourth, trying hard to get back in it, pushing a little bit. 20-3. St. Louis 1-0. The Rams 0-1, and that is Game 1 of the 1970 play using Drive Time Football. I will play all Monday night games with Season Ticket Football. I will play some key matchups during the season with Season Ticket Football as well. So watch for that. Okay, so here we go. The Broncos have Buffalo. Denver lost the toss. Buffalo elected to take the ball. And here we go, Buffalo. It's going to be their offense. 6. What can Buffalo do? 6 is a fumble lost. So fumble lost. Denver takes the ball. What can they do? 3. It's going to be 8. Red zone. So Denver drives down. And 5 is a TD pass, folks. And they miss on 12 on PAT is good. Buffalo now at home behind by 7 to Broncos. 11 is a punt. This is not a very good Buffalo football team. But Denver wasn't great, but Buffalo was atrocious. Denver, looking at this defense, red zone. So Buffalo gives up a red zone drive to Denver in the first 6. It's going to be a TD run this time. And Denver now up 14. Yes, 14 to nothing. Buffalo's final drive of the first is going to be 6. 6 is fumble lost. Holy cow. Folks, it's 14-0. And 2 fumble lost by the Buffalo offense. Not good. All right, here we go. The Broncos scored. No, Buffalo's a fumble. So here we go. Start of the second, up by 14. 12 is a chance of a safety. No, dang, that would have been fun. They punt the ball. That would have been fun if Buffalo had scored a safety in the first points of the year. Buffalo, looking at their offense, 6, fumble, loss. What a horrible place to have a fumble. They must have led the league in fumbles. And Denver, looking at the defense here, is 6, red zone. So Denver drives down again against the poorest Buffalo defense. It's going to be another TD pass. And the extra point is good, PAT, and it is becoming a butt-kicking 21-0 Denver in Buffalo. Buffalo, looking at Denver's defense, is a punt. And the final drive of the half, Denver up 21-0. And they're going to look at that defense. 5 is a punt, so they force a punt. Fortunately, Buffalo stiffens, but not before a 21-0 halftime lead. Buffalo's offense has fumbled the ball away 3 times. Unbelievable. Really bad. Here we go. Denver starts in the second. We're going to roll for the kick return chance. Ooh, they don't get it. And their drive is 6. Going to be picked off. INT. Buffalo, what can they do with that? Their interception returns. Wow, they got a lot of them. 10. They don't get it. They don't return it. But that would have been amazing. 5 on the defense of Denver. 11 picked off. They take it right back. Denver returns. They do not have one, so they don't return. Denver will drive, and it's going to be 5 as a punt. 21-0 in the third. Buffalo with a final drive, and Buffalo needs to score 4. It's going to be turnover on downs. They drive down, get close. They decide they can't afford field goals, and they're stopped by Denver. Denver's final drive in the third. It's going to be 5. 5 is a punt, and that's it, folks. No scoring in the third. It's 21-0. Looks like Denver may open their season with a shutout. That will be amazing. Buffalo, 10. 10 is punt. Wow, can Denver shut out Buffalo? That'll be incredible. Here we go. It's going to be on this defense. 7 is red zone. Denver drives down again. 7 is a field goal. 24-0. Buffalo, they have a 2, 3, or 4 kick return. Or 4, excuse me. They don't return it for a touchdown. And it's going to be 12 as a punt. Oh, I was hoping it might be a safety chance. And they punt. That's almost it. Buffalo does have one more drive. Denver wrapping up the game with a punt. And Buffalo's final drive of the day. Can they break the shutout? 6 is fumbled. No, they're going to do it. They're going to end the game exactly how they start, with a fumble lost. Denver gets a field goal. Buffalo fumbles away the game. 24-0. Denver 1-0. Buffalo 0-1. Gee, many Christmas. That's something right there. And the Broncos 24. Bills 0. The Bills fumble the ball away 1, 2, 3, 4 times and throw an interception. 5 turnovers for that Buffalo offense. Unbelievable. And Denver hammers them. And that's 3 games gone in my Drive Time Football 1970 NFL replay.